This week from Al-Musawat Radio. Al-Musawat Radio is the right place to know everything. Welcome to all of you dear listeners. This is the weekly news coverage coming your way from Al-Musawat radio station, and we'd like to announce that soon we will be broadcasting on the frequency 101.8 FM. Stay tuned. Iraqi security forces conducted a security practice in Rusafa side of the capital Baghdad, during which most of the main roads, streets and bridges were temporarily cut off, but was soon ended and the situation returned to normal. A Reuters report stated that the political impasse and no government yet formed hinder Iraq from tackling the problem of climate change, aggravation of desertification, and the severe conditions that the country is going through. A press report revealed that Iraq has fallen into the worst scenario under the global climate crisis and the current political stalemate, at a time when the country received $80 billion revenues without effective use. Salah ad-Din Patriotic Union of Kurdistan Member of Parliament Mullah Karim Shukur considered half of the province's service infrastructure is devastated due to administrative imbalance among its communities, remnants of war, and political domination. Citizens criticized Salah ad-Din governorate corruption as 500 corruption files were submitted to Commission of Integrity and the Iraqi judiciary, in a time when huge budgets were allocated for Salah ad-Din governorate, yet nothing tangible benefiting the citizens has yet been achieved on the ground. Draft crisis threatens farmers in Iraq with big losses of their lands due to desertification and high soil salinity. Narcotics trading has largely been a brisk trade in Iraq during the last years, in a time when its dangers threaten the society. Dozens of universities and college graduates demonstrated and blocked roads and bridges, demanding recruitment to permanent staff. Minister of Oil and Acting Minister of Finance Esraa-AbdulWahab issued an order stipulates General Commission for Taxes Director General Osama Hussam Jode shall be relieved of his office due to corruption suspicions amounting to $1 billion. Ministry of Defense called on its affiliates, those with terminated contracts, to fill their reinstating forms. The city of Bakuba is at the risk of losing 100% of its green areas due to land clearing and the greed of farmers. Big loss in Basra crude oil last week amid oil prices decline. Fish Producers Association clarified the reasons of the recent fish prices decline, demanding the government at the same time to intervene in order to save the domestic product from herpes virus. Directorate General of Traffic submitted proposal to suspend the importation of cars to Iraq, noting that it plans to prevent the entry of large trucks into Baghdad. In a shocking statistics, nearly 2,000 domestic violence lawsuits registered in Baghdad's Rusafa side within 6 months. Ministry of Health announced the COVID-19 epidemiological record across Iraq for the last week, with new 327 COVID-19 cases, 559 recoveries, and 1 death case recorded. Ministry of Trade denied the issuance of new instructions concerning the withholding of the ration card from certain families, noting to the launching of the electronic ID card in both Al-Najaf and Diyala provinces. Acting Minister of Labour and Social Affairs Salah English revealed the numbers of new families covered by social benefits, noting that more than 670 billion dinars are allocated within the food security law for this respect. Ministry of Education announced the start of the 6th Intermediate Final Examinations, the second attempt with concerned branches for the academic year 2021-2022. Ministry of Education announced an increase in the numbers of school places for vocational education students in universities and colleges. Salahuddin Criminal Court sentenced 3 Salahuddin Governorate employees 7 years in jail for committing several violations related to the implementation of a project in the province. Salahuddin Criminal Court sentenced 5 employees to 15 years in prison, including an employee who fled from the court to Kirkuk, then arrested and brought back to the court. Maysan police clarified the fact of targeting the headquarters of the Chinese school construction company. Civil Defense Directorate announced 4 fire incidents recorded in 1 day, noting that there were no human casualties during those incidents. Civil Defense Directorate announced a fire broke out inside a plastic factory in Al-Za'faraniya neighborhood of Baghdad, extinguished. Security Media Cell announced that an investigation into young woman Zainab's death, who died from random gunshot western Baghdad, is opened. A security source reported a woman killed and another wounded by gunshot fired from a vehicle ridden by 2 persons in Al-Mishahda town of Al-Tarmiya district, northern the capital. Federal Police Force Command announced the arrest of 3 indictees prosecuted on electronic blackmail charge in Baghdad. A security source reported a person died from several fatal stabs caused by fight with another person in Al-Amriya neighborhood, western the capital Baghdad. A security source reported corpse belongs to an unidentified man found southwestern Baghdad. Vice Ministry for Police Affairs of Ministry of Interior announced the arrest of an indictee prosecuted on several charges of forgery, swindle, and fraud in Baghdad. Federal Intelligence and Investigation Agency detachments of Ministry of Interior succeeded to seize 23.569 kilograms of narcotic substances in separate operations in 3 provinces. Security sources reported a young man killed and a young woman wounded due to family feuds in both Baghdad and Erbil provinces. Federal Police Force detachments found mortar bombs and an improvised explosive device through inspections in Kirkuk. A Salahuddin security source reported a young man died in a traffic accident in Al-Alam district, eastern the city of Tikrit, central the province. A security source reported 300 traffic accidents on the road between Salahuddin and Diyala provinces recorded in 1 month. Nineveh Police Command announced the arrest of more than 50 indictees, including 5 terrorists. A Nineveh security source reported 4 people killed and injured in a tribal conflict, which is an old one but was accidentally renewed. A local source reported a shooting inside a park in Erbil province by 3 unidentified young men, clarifying that the incident occurred due to a dispute among a number of friends, which degenerated into shooting. A security source reported a female inmate died due to complications from cancer at the women's prison in Hilla. A security source reported a man killed his son and ran away due to family problems in Babil province. Federal Intelligence and Investigation Agency detachments of Ministry of Interior established the circumstances of a rickshaw driver murder and arrested the indictee in Wasat province. A medical source reported an old man died in a drowning accident as he fell down into the river of Tigris near Branch Village Bridge of Al-Aziziyah district, northern Wasat province. Tribal conflict broke out in Al-Najaf province caused by a disagreement over a piece of land, left 1 dead. Al-Zawra Police Center's task force of Al-Diwaniyah Police Command conducted an extensive security campaign to pursue wanted persons and to execute arrest warrants. A security source reported a policeman died of a fatal blow by a wanted indictee in El Diwania province. The National Security Service reported the capture of a narcotics trader with 40 kilograms of narcotic crystal in his possession in Maysan province. Maysan Police Directorate announced the arrest of the rest of foreign international narcotics cartel members in the outskirts of the city of Al-Amara in the province. Maysan Police Directorate announced that Al-Mujar Al-Kabir District Police Center detachments succeeded to arrest 14 indictees accused of criminal cases. A Dhiqar security source reported a child died of a dog bite and a fire broke out in a grove caused by children missing, besides an explosion heard resulted from a tribal conflict. A Dhiqar security source reported an internecine tribal conflict erupted eastern the city of Al Nasriya, central the province. A medical source reported 4 people of the same family died in a horrific traffic accident southern the province of Dhiqar. A Dhiqar security source confirmed a horrific traffic accident killed and wounded 4 people on Souq al-Shuyukh al-Nasriya Road, southern the province. Iraqi Federal Intelligence and Investigation Agency announced the file of bringing 35 kilograms of narcotic substances into the country. An Iraqi child fell a victim to heinous rape and murder by a Syrian man in Ras Al Ain district in Syria. Riots and burning of houses and properties in the wake of the killing of a man in the 30s of his age caused by family feuds in the Jordanian capital, Amman. Syrian Ministry of Health announced that the total number of cholera confirmed cases in the country are 201. Lebanese local reports said there were bank-owned break-ins by Lebanese depositors aiming at getting their frozen funds. A security source reported a young man slaughtered his mother with a knife in Yemen. Arab Monetary Fund expects a 400% slowdown in Arab economy's growth in 2023, affected by global variables related to the expected decline in commodity prices. Outrage aroused inside and outside Iran due to the death of a young woman during her arrest by morality police for violating the country's strict hijab law. A series of protests broke out in Iran demanding the establishment of Mahsa Amini's death circumstances during arrest after morality police detained her for wearing the hijab inappropriately. United Nations Human Rights Commission called for launching an impartial investigation into the death of Mahsa Amini in Iran. United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization FAO revealed that Iraq, Yemen, and Lebanon are the countries most affected by COVID-19 epidemic and Ukraine war concerning food security. The World Health Organization (WHO) raised the alarm on another crisis in the wake of the deadly floods those hit Pakistan this summer. Director General of the World Health Organization Tedros Adhanom confirmed that the world has never been closer to end the COVID-19 pandemic. Local authorities revealed that Italy was horrified by heavy rains and floods, killing people and dragging cars, as heavy rainfalls killed at least 10 people, whilst others went missing in areas of central the country. UK police announced that 2 officers were stabbed in the capital London, noting that one of them was seriously wounded. Japan's meteorological agency warned of unprecedented dangers of a very hazardous typhoon heading towards Kyushu Island, calling on the inhabitants to take shelter before the arrival of the storm. The end of the weekly news coverage presented from Al-Musawat radio station. Please accept the best regards from me, your host, right here behind the mic, Taif Edited, and from the producer right there behind the mixer, Ahmed Salah. Join us next week. Until then, have a nice day and goodbye.